So what do you think of Disco saying that, man? Do you agree with that? 95% of modern day wrestlers have no clue how to get over?
Well, first of all, Disco shouldn't have an opinion.
I
Excuse
love
me.
you for that.
I love Disco, but no, but here's what I think probably what he's saying is they don't have to get over anymore because the company gets you over.
Yes, they do.
It's not up to you to get over like it is in the old days. So it's already an unfair. You're an unfair advantage because you're not put in a position of you're put in a position of learning how to utilize your skills. The company makes the decision whether you're going to get over or not. Would you agree?
Yeah. I mean, listen, if they're behind you, it's gonna happen. And if they're not, maybe it's not.
That's right. In the old days, if you were so damn good they couldn't hold you back, you went with it, right?
Right.
Nowadays, the promotion has to get behind you, and if they don't, no matter how good you are, you ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
But for the
Well, the
most
other
part,
thing too is,
for the most part, though, for the most part, if you're good, the company gets behind you. Unless you've got some serious problems with them politically, why wouldn't they get behind you? It just makes them money.
you take a look at like the size of the roster now versus the size of the roster when you were first coming up and getting over, whether it was 81 or 89 or anywhere in between, the roster is much larger than it was back then. I mean, you guys used
Absolutely.
to run shows where you would have 12 guys on the whole damn thing. Some guys would pull double duty, blah, blah, blah. That's just not the circumstance now.
No, no. Well, we had in the 80s we had 30 guys on the card. Easy. Think about it. A lot of six mans, a lot of tag matches. I would say we had at least 25 to 26 people on the card back in the 80s, in the heydays. Think
The
about
idea,
it.
though, that you've got 100 people at TV, that's tough.
Oh, no, 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 no. I meant we would take on the road,
Yes.
like the Great American Bash on tour. We'd have 8 matches. So how
Yeah.
many? So let's say 2 of them are tags. Yeah, usually had like 20, 22, 24 people.
Yeah.
And of course, nowadays it's like, and I get it why they do it, but it's very hard. They give everybody a spot on WrestleMania, um, because they feel like everybody that's put in the time and the effort to get to WrestleMania, whether they're the main event or not, they want to try and make everybody happy. And I commend them for that. It didn't work like that in the old days. You had to be one of the wannabe people to get there, or they had no problem leaving you at home. I wish Tony would start a Hall of Fame. It would create a lot of interest and do it based on people that he thinks are good in the history of the business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not just guys from AEW the last 3 years.
Right.
Yeah, that would actually draw a lot of attention if he had his own Hall of Fame. I
Well,
think.
that's a good idea. I hadn't even considered Tony doing something like that, but
What
obviously he has the means to do it and the passion to do it.
the means, the passion. He loves wrestling, and why
Yes.
not? And he's in a good mood because the Jaguars are playing good. So there you go.
How about that? Did you see
Uh,
that? The
yeah,
Jags beating the
yeah,
Ravens? I didn't
yeah.
expect that.
I'll tell you what. Getting rid of Urban Meyer was the best thing that ever happened to him. And Doug Peterson's a hell of a coach. I mean, Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl, and because he didn't win 2 in a row, got fired. That's how football is these days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they walk away with a $10 million buyout, so it's crazy. I mean, I'm wondering, and you're a sports fan like me, we're getting away from wrestling. How does Urban Meyer get back on TV after
Well,
all the shit he's been in?